So I was on the phone just the other night with a young man that on a coaching call, and he asked me a good question. He said, he's deciding about which business model that he should start building, and he asked a good question. He said, how do you he knows that I have a lot of different businesses and I've been involved in a lot of business. He said, how do you know, what's the right business to start building? And how do you know which is the right, there's so many different opportunities out there. How to decide which is the right business model, the right business opportunity to choose and pursue it. And that's a great question, and a question that really deserves a lot of consideration when getting ready to start a new business. I don't believe you should just pick something random and then just go with it. I've done that before, but now as I've grown older and learned that you should put more thought into it. And so there are so many different ways to make money. So what I say is, write down a list of all the different business opportunities that you're considering. The different business opportunities, and then to think. A couple of different questions to think. Which one of these do you feel you would be the most motivated to continue to build long term? Because everybody's going to be excited with the new business in the beginning. That's inevitable. But I'm talking, a year or two or a couple years down the road. Which is the one that you feel would bring you the most excitement and the most drive and the most juice long term? And whichever one that is, that's the one that you should go with. And the reason why I say that is because that's why a lot of people don't succeed in any business, is because they burn out. It's not because they're not smart enough or they don't have the skills or whatever. It's due to burnout. And so if you were excited enough about something, then when the inevitable roadblocks and challenges come your way, you will figure out how to get around them and keep moving forward. Whereas most people, they're not excited enough and it doesn't give them enough juice. As soon as a roadblock or two comes their way, they'll pack up their bags and they'll go look for the next shiny object. So think about which of the business opportunities, whichever is funny, will give you the most juice. You feel would provide you the most excitement and juice long term. And then ask yourself also, which is the one that you'd be willing to go through the pain, that is required in order to get to the end result. Say for example, becoming a doctor. Myself, I'm not willing to go through the pain of what it takes to become a doctor. I admit that, and I know some people are willing to go through that, and that's why they go on to become doctors, but I'm not. That's not a career that would fill me with enough juice where I'd be willing to go through the pain of all the years of schooling to become a doctor. There's a lot of things I'm willing to go through, a lot of pain, and so there's things that are, that to me it is worth it. And so ask yourself, whatever the business opportunity is, they're all going to require pain. So ask yourself if you'd be willing to go through the pain that is required through that process in order to make it happen. That's another question. And another question you want to ask, which I just think is a great question to ponder, is to think, which one, if money wasn't involved, would you still pursue this at all? Or no, or would it just be completely out the window? And I know, in this day and age, you can't it can be challenging to pursue something that is that exciting that you would just do it without any money. But, just think, which one is exciting enough that you could get behind the mission of it and find a way in your mind that, it's like, hey, what, I like what this represents, or the idea of this, it's helping people, or the cause, and think, hey, which one, regardless of the money, would still be something that you think, is a worthwhile business, regardless of the money. Because if you're only pursuing a business just because of the money, then that may not be the best business model for you. You want to choose something that is going to give you enough juice that you can get through the inevitable roadblocks, the pain that's required to get through the process, and and that'll give you something, fill you up inside. Everything in life is not all about money. So that's just my 2 cents on it, and I think you should take some time and consideration with whatever you want to do in your life, and ask yourself those simple questions. So yeah. So until next time, guys, hope you're having a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.